Okay, let me ask you a question. Are you fat? Well, I'm not going to say I'm fat, but I'm certainly overweight. Got a bit of a paunch here that I'd love to get rid of. But walking around just the city, seeing people, gosh, there's so many obese people walking around. Listen to the previous post that I did about traveling through airports. You know, it's really distressing. So as I get older, I can certainly feel my body slowing. I sure don't have the energy that I did 20 years ago. So the question comes, what do I want to do about it? Well, you know, I have goals. I want my next 10 years to be super productive. I want to see Cameron Downing get to a certain place in its business life before I begin to slow down and pull back. So the thinking goes like this. Had a stern talk with myself. And you know what, Glenn? If you're going to see those goals, you've got to be physically up to the challenge. And that means some changes had to take place. And that means I've got to pay attention to fitness and I've got to pay attention to diet. And that's where I am now. And that's the topic of this video. As I look around at people my age, I just see people shuffling. They're bent over, shoulders slumped, and just shuffle along. Not even a walk, but a shuffle. You know, I'm really glad. I've always had good posture, always maintained good posture. So for me, it's comfortable to stand straight up with shoulders back. But so many people don't stretch, don't have any flexibility, and their step is more like a swing from one hip to the other rather than in an actual step. So what am I doing about it? This is the topic of today's video. Well, you know what? I decided to fight the inevitable, meaning I'm going to do my best to stay fit. So this is diet and exercise. I've always enjoyed physical exercise. That is gym exercise. I despise yard work. You get it looking good and the stuff just grows right back again. So what's the point? But going to the gym, working out, yeah, boy, my 30s, I was really cut. Never huge, but in really good shape. And I've always enjoyed weight workouts. So this is what I've kind of got back to. I've had a gym membership my whole life. Used to be European Health Spa back in Connecticut, which became Bally, which now is LA Fitness. And here in our office building, 5200 Blue Lagoon Drive in the Waterford district, down in the lobby, there is a gym and there are yoga classes on Tuesday and Thursday night. So I have absolutely zero excuse to avoid exercise. So I like to do a good weight workout once or twice a week, and I'm really enjoying the yoga. I misspoke. I'm enjoying the benefits of the yoga. Doing a yoga class is like absolute torture. Really, really hurts. Stretch stuff I didn't know I had. But the next day, boy, you really feel better. And after having done it now several weeks, pretty consistently, I'm really seeing the benefits. Can stretch a whole lot better. I can get into more of the poses. And I know it'll just keep getting better as I continue doing it. And of course, diet's the other part of it. And there, Mrs. Downing and I have done a lot of research on YouTube, several chiropractors that we follow who talk about the ketogenic diet. And this is more or less what we're doing now at home and have been for a while. Look, the keto diet is just this. It works on the theory that your body is going to burn the easiest fuel source first. And then it'll go into the harder stuff to burn. Kind of like you want to set a fire, you're going to put paper down first and it'll burn the newspaper first before the kindling wood will catch on fire, okay? Same analogy. So if you stop giving it carbs are the sugary carbs are the easiest things for the body to burn. If it doesn't burn them all the way, it stores them as fat. So clearly, don't give it that kind of a fuel source. Ask it to burn more calories by doing more during the day, and then it will start to get into your fat stores and you'll start to lose weight. Now, a calorie is a calorie is a calorie. I get that. But the composition of the calories really does make a difference. Now, a strict keto diet, something I can't do. It calls for 75% good fats. And to me, that's just way too much. Good fats are butter, avocados, bacon grease, salmon, fats from meats. These are all good fats. 75% of my diet from that, way too much. But so I've kind of resolved down to all the good fat I want. It certainly satiates me. If I have fat, I'm not hungry. If the evening comes around and I've got the munchies, kind of a tablespoon of butter will do it. It'll take it away in a few minutes. So fat, all the vegetables I want, all the vegetables I can eat, moderate carbs, and no sugar. And that's the hard thing. Always had a sweet tooth. But refined sugar is more or less a poison for us and something to be avoided. And this is just mindset. It's asking me to rethink how I look at stuff. Can I look at a donut and think pleasure? I have to retrain myself. No, I have to look at a donut and think poison. People have various diets for various reasons. Just think of someone who eats a kosher diet. Some foods are simply not permitted, and that's that, because they're not what's best for you. And this is the way I've had to begin to approach eating. Also gotten into intermittent fasting, which is eating 2 meals a day. The idea is to try to concentrate your eating into 8 hours so that you're fasting over 16. That also helps a whole lot. So between adding in the exercise and taking control of my calorie and food intake, it really is having a good effect. I'm ashamed to tell you I porked up to 245 at one point. When I was married 100 years ago, I weighed 164. But for much of my adult life, I weighed in right around 182, 184, and that was a comfortable weight. I don't know if I'll ever get down there again. Kind of shooting for 180 to 190, which I think should be somewhere like 15 to 20% body fat, and that's probably going to be good for me. So we just keep at it, making everyday's choices as they come along and doing our best. But the thing that really clicked for me was linking goals to lifestyle. If a goal, which it is to have very productive 10 years during my 70s, then I have to be physically fit enough to achieve those goals, right? So there's the connection, and that's the connection that finally sunk in. So right now, where am I? 230. So 15 pounds. Have I gotten lower? Yeah, I have. And then started eating crap again and put weight back on the way down. Listen, I'm not hard on myself about this. Life's for living after all. And as I've noted elsewhere, at this stage in life, my long-term goals and my short-term goals have pretty much converged to be the same list. So the point is, I just want to do the best I can every day. With that, everybody, stay tuned for part 2. Take care.